You're muted. Boomer.
Talk about boomers. That was on the front of my thing, wasn't it, Pete? The boomer thing.
Well, boomers, they were gay, man.
Boomers
Those
in the 80s.
Fucking gay men in the 80s.
Yeah. Anyway,
Fucking YMCA.
Take 2. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Yes, it's your baldy gammon boomer here. Not a Dr. Robert, with the not so wonderful Lowlands Pete, here to give you another taste of entertainment, news, memes, and music, and laughter, and singing. Well, no, I won't be singing because Pete will just block me out. He'll mute me. And other things. But anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're all okay. Can I get a 5x5 from people, please? If you want to just tell me that the stream is okay. And whilst I'm just going to wait for that. I've actually tried to improve the stream so that I can interact with you quicker. But so far, no one's doing that. Oh, Steve's doing it. Thanks, Steve. 5x5 from Steve. That's all good. Yeah. And,
very good.
Yeah. Good evening, Pete.
Hi, Rob.
We've already said hello to, haven't we, for the last half an hour? But
yeah, and I thought I was looking rather splendid tonight.
You are looking rather splendid. Did you come out of an egg, Pete?
I wish. Yeah, if that comes out of those eggs, I'm in.
One of those pods. I caught up on all that news. And
this was supposed to be the future, Rob. Remember?
Yeah. Well, we've got plenty of memes to come that to match tonight as well. We've got a bit of laughter, a bit of thoughtfulness, some music, all sorts of things. But is there? I'm just trying to sort of delay at the moment. I mean, there's a few people still coming in and everything at the moment, and I just want to. We're going to make an announcement, but in the meantime, let me read some notes to you about what we're. Where's my notes? Here's my notes. Here we are. Show run. Welcome. Now, on today's show, we'll be covering the carbon footprint trial, farm workers' contracts, bird flu, the plastic bottle recycling scheme. The NHS has an excess of staff leaving because of illness. The Ozempic side effects, plus music, chat, and the legendary quiz of the week. Yes,
yeah.
I wasn't on last Tuesday. I was on with Pete, obviously, but I just wasn't feeling up to it last week. I had the fog flu illness.
Yep.
I do believe, Pete, there's definitely something to that.
Yeah, me too.
Because now my partner's also ill. Now you could say,
well, the media here is reporting a flu epidemic. Flu.
Yeah.
So apparently the flu is back. So I don't know.
I mean, I did. Look at your meme, Pete. What the fuck is that? What is that? What is it? Is it the roast chicken cat?
Cat. Yeah, exactly.
Is he sitting behind the chicken?
Yeah.
Or is
he's just waiting for his lunch?
Hey, whilst you're there, I introduced my cats. My son James, he wanted to buy the cats a new present because he knows how much I love Ripley, the doggy, and so I chose a present. And here's the present. I videoed it for everyone, so you could I could share it with you. Here it is. Enjoy. Just turned it on. So this is the new steel water cat feeder, water feeder.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
And apparently cats prefer to drink out of flatter surfaces and preferably running water. This has got a carbon filter in it. It's got another filter as well. And it's constantly running the water. It's so quiet. It's just sitting over in the corner there.
Yeah,
but the cat, in particular, Gaza, he particularly likes it. He's fascinated with water. Gizzy has drunk out of it, but Gaz is the one that's been really fascinated, as you can see. He's put his head under it, he's drinking it, but it constantly flows. You can see it's got a water measurer there, but apparently it does encourage them to drink more water. So
good.
It's a good thing. It's a really good thing. But you can see he's loving it there. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" This looks interesting. Yeah.
You would think cats hate water, right?
No,
not all of them do.
No, not all of them do. He would be someone that would probably, if I took him out on the lead, and we went to a beach, he'd probably be in the water.
Right.
You know, Gizzy not so much, but Gaza definitely, I'd say. Yeah, definitely. But you can see there, he absolutely loves it. So so before we make the announcement, we want to make an announcement. I just want to say hello to everyone. Pete, let's say hello to everyone and do who's in the chat tonight. And good evening, Rick Hayward. Rick was first in I think in YouTube, and I believe James E. Good evening, James was first in the Rumble. Now, if you want the link to Rumble, if anyone's watching this and is on watching the replay of this, in the YouTube channel notes, in the notes that I write, there is the link if you can't see it in here anyway. But we will post it at the end as well in the notes for you. And next, who's this? Pete's there. Kitty's here as well. Meow, Kitty. Meow. I'll be listening tonight, but may pop in for the quiz. Hello, chat. Talking of the ladies, Paula let me know that she won't be watching tonight, but because she's very tired and she's got her mum over. She always has her mum over, I think, on a Tuesday, but she'll watch the replay. So hello, Paula. Hello, hi, replay, Paula, and hello, Paula's mum. Again, thank you for my lovely. Paula sent me a lovely card this week, yeah, she handmade this card and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Some lovely words in it as well. And she sent over there he goes. She sent over a couple of toys for the cats as well, and treats to add to it as well. So it was really lovely of her. Thank you so much, Paula. It was really, really kind of you. And so we've done Kitty, we've done Rick, and we've done James. Mascara's in here as well. Good evening, Mascara. Tagusa Steve is here. Yes. Greetings, friends. Is that German for friends? Friends even. There we are. Good evening, Steve. Nice to have you here. Anyone else that I've missed? No, Mascara. You. Rich T's here as well. Good evening, Rich T. Welcome aboard, sir. Thank you for joining us tonight. And the Shagger's here, the one and only, the Spanish. Is he's in my shed. I don't get any signal in my shed, you know, Pete, because Rob tried to ring me, but I don't get any signal in my shed. No. Fuck's sake, Rob, I don't talk like that. And Milwana's here. Fucking hell, nice to see you, Milwana. My old raconteur, mate. I tried tempting you in to watch the show. Nice of you to join us, mate. Good to have you. An old raconteur. Yes, Milwana. And Milwana goes on other shows like that Spanish and I watch. We sometimes interact as well. Nice to have you here, mate. Good to see you. And Lynn's in. Greetings, Doc and Pete. Have a good one, lads. I'll be lurking. Lovely black pussies you have there. Shine on. Do you know what, Lynn? I think they're actually... now I'm looking at them more carefully. I think they're more brownie blackies, you know?
Mm-hmm. Depends on the light.
More chocolatey. More chocolate. That's what we need. The whole world needs more chocolate. Yeah. Anyway, welcome, everyone. I think I've said hello to everyone.
Hello.
Rich T. Yeah, that's it. We're done. So 18 people now watching here on YouTube. And I think so. This is the time now to make this announcement. Cookie is not well, everyone. So basically, Cookie is back in hospital. He's been in hospital since Thursday. He told me to be honest with everyone. So what happened was, he didn't realize, but he had some blood clots that were in his legs that he didn't know he had. And on Thursday, he collapsed. And consequently, they took him to hospital. Luckily, he had his phone on him and everything. And they took him to hospital. And the clots have gone to his chest as well, to his lungs. He's getting really, really good treatment. I've been speaking to him as Paula every day. He's in good fettle, but he's still pretty poorly. He's in good, he's doing okay, but yeah, he's still pretty poorly. So I don't know what else to say, Pete. Is there anything else really to say other than, we're all going to send him
best wishes,
positive energy, lots of love and wishes. That's all we can do, really, and keep supporting.
That's what's most important right now. He has to work on his health, get better.
Yeah, and both Pete and I have advised him that he needs to stop focusing on shows and focus more on getting well. And when he does get out of hospital, that he needs a good rest, because I mean,
number one priority right now.
Pete knows that it might seem something that's quite simple what we do, that when we we do these live streams, but they can take it out of you. They do zap your energy, and when like Soul Excalibur is quite a serious show. It's quite deep, and I think it can affect you, emotionally as well. And so Cookie needs
and health-wise, he was putting things off because of the show, right? Because he's thinking like, oh, next Monday I have to do a show, and Wednesday I'll do a show, and so I think that too was part of why in the end it was all a bit too much.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely, absolutely. And people are already saying best wishes.
He has a good doctor actually, so he found a doctor that he likes. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And good evening to Jerry, son of Mick, another old raconteur. The old raconteurs are all getting back today. And also Kendo's in the house as well. Hello, Kendo, as well. Good to see you, mate. Very painful blood clot in the leg. Evening, everyone. Yes, yeah. And his breathing isn't great, because it's gone to his chest, and they're just doing their best to try and get everything working back to normal again and clear the clots. But I mean,
it's a high risk. There's still I
mean, forgive the pun, but I'm not a doctor, but it's not going to be easy. So don't know how long he's going to be in the hospital for, but it's a long old journey. House burning down. Oh, there you go. Where is it? Oh, where is it? There. There it is. All the best to Cookie. Thank you, House burning down. That's very kind of. I don't know who you are, but
we'll pass them on. We'll pass all the best wishes.
Have you seen House burning down before? I've never seen a house burning.
No, but it could be somebody we know with a different name, or
they could have just changed their name or whatever.
Yeah.
But thank you anyway, and for your kind wishes to Cookie. Yeah, so that's very nice of you. My week has just been full of just recovering and getting back to some sort of normality, and trying to stop the cats from wrecking my plants in particular. That's why the cat head is sitting there, because my cat likes to jump in it and dig out the dirt. It's all fun and games in this house. It really is. Yep. But I wouldn't have it any different. And so far, my carpet's still in one piece. Although if I didn't keep them out here at night, then it may be that they would wreck my carpet. Is it earache then? Is it earache? Earache the fly. LOL.
Earache. Okay.
Is that who it is? House burning down. Possibly. I don't know. But that seems to be the word in the chat. So good evening, everyone. Anyway, so Let's go to my notes. Let me have a look at my notes here. Go back to my notes. So yeah, let's start with the. I wanted to talk to you all about the. There's been a carbon footprint even trial. Pete found this the other day, and I did some searching around as well. But I want to show you this first. So this is the first thing I wanted to show you. So let me bring it up. There it is. Right. So watch this.
The UK recently completed a carbon footprint trial. They allocated 40 kilograms of CO2 per person per day. This would include things like buying clothes, buying food, traveling, and even heating your home. Each person receives 4 kilograms of CO2 usage of food per day. Just to give you an idea as to how much that is, a single serving of cheese would be 1.1 kilograms of CO2, and 8 ounces of red meat would be your entire usage of the day. However, 2 slices of bread is only 3%, and a can of Coke is 4%. And they are strongly encouraging people to eat fake processed meat. So essentially, they're trying to not make you eat meat and make you unhealthy by eating very processed, very sugary foods, so that you stay under your CO2 limit and save the world. But don't worry, because pharmaceuticals that will be used to treat all the diseases that you're going to get from all this fake food and sugary food is not going to be factored into your CO2 usage. Food suppliers are already testing this by labeling their foods with the amount of CO2 consumption in that package. What about buying clothes? One single shirt would account for 2.1 kilograms of CO2. If you don't want to spend your CO2 allowance on a shirt, you can always buy used clothing, which they strongly encourage you to do as well. Let's talk about travel. So flying from London to New York would account for 80 days of usage. Heating your home, you have 2 options. You can remain cold or pay an extortionate amount to have alternative heating sources, whatever the government deems as alternative heating sources. Let's talk about your freedom of movement, going to sports games, going to the movies, gardening. All things that you deem as entertainment will all cost you. And this is not some idea that's just being pulled out and talked about. It's actually being planned. And I think one of the most ironic things is that 70% of CO2 usage is not even accounted for by individual use. It is accounted for by factories, military, and things that are out of individual control. So you tell me that they're not trying to control us, that they're not trying to limit our freedom of movement, that they're not trying to limit what we put into our bodies.
Yeah, that was a good one that you sent me there, Pete. And I blame the cows, don't you? It's but Bovyer will save us all. Bovyer will save us all.
Cow farts.
Yeah, from the cow farts, we'll be okay. I think the sea actually produces a lot more carbon than anything else.
But still the meat.
We have also been we've had a small victory this week, Pete. I don't know if you're aware of it, but there was a bill going through the House of Parliament to do with blocking our by 2030, stopping us importing and exporting, not that we do, exporting gas and any types of fossil fuels. And I actually did type, I found who my MP was, and I did actually write, my protest little letter to him. I don't know whether it will do any bloody good. I've no idea. But the fact is that the bill, it was in its second reading and it's been stopped, which is a good thing. Is it Ed Miliband? I think Ed Miliband is the guy that they're saying that might be getting the boot soon, because
the climate guy.
Yeah, they're saying that he's the one that's pushing these agendas. We know it's not Ed Miliband. This is the Agenda 2030 that's being pushed by the globalists. So just following on from that story, I saw this, and so this is a cafe which has been trialing the carbon footprint. And let me blow it up for you a bit more. Here we go. So this is a Jersey cafe chain has started listing the carbon footprints on its menu items. The scheme, run by the government in partnership with Cafe Ubi or Ub, has recipes rated on a scale of A to E. And I'm going to bring up some of this stuff as well in a second. With A starting as the most carbon-friendly item, descending to the least carbon-friendly at E. The government said that the recipes included in the pilot had been analysed using carbon accounting software, which calculated dishes' carbon footprint across farming, processing, packaging, and transport stages. The environment minister said he hoped the scheme would educate people on the environmental impact of their food choices and help them make carbon conscious choices. Lucy said the scheme was about education. It's helping people choose. It certainly isn't forcing people to decide what they want to eat. Isn't it, Lucy? What we're trying to do here is just saying, look, here's two options. They're both very similar to look at. They're both very similar to taste. They're both very similar in price. But one of them actually uses less carbon to be produced than another, he said. Oh, I mean, Luce. Is it Luce? I don't know. Luce added that he hoped the year-long trial would carry on forever. Cafe Ubi manager Rochelle something or other said if the scheme had good traction, it was definitely something that we would advocate other cafes getting involved in. Would you go to
I think it's Luke, but
is it Luke?
Yeah, I don't know.
Luce. I don't know how you bloody say that.
I would say cunt.
Good evening, Jimmy. Good evening,
Hi, Jim.
Jimmy's here as well. Hello, Jim. Yeah.
It's like your washing machine, yeah. Energy label A, B, C, D, all that shit.
This calf doing this now, whether they're aware of it or not, but this is all going to fit in with the agenda to us having our carbon usage on an app.
You're going to get an energy label as well, mate.
I mean, my best thing for anyone, and good evening, Nubian.
And your cats.
Hello, Nubian. Nubian's arrived as well. Good to see you, Nubian. Yeah, my cats will have a carbon footprint. I hope that I can get carbon neutral food for them. You know, instead of giving them, like I did this week, some pilchards that were tinned.
Depends what you do with the poo, mate.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I use wood pulp for their litter tray, Pete.
Yeah, okay, but that's better than the cement or asbestos.
And you know what?
Asbestos.
Hardly any smell as well. And I've got one.
They used to put a lot of asbestos in kitty litter. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea.
Good times.
So also, let me share this with you as well, because I then looked up these other things that they were doing. How it works. Here we are. Pete, can you put this up for me, please? Thank you. Okay. So how it works, food carbon labeling. What is a carbon label? Is a quick way to determine a food product or meal's carbon footprint and how sustainable it really is. We do this by calculating and displaying carbon footprint of a food, product or meal, giving insight into its carbon and greenhouse gas emissions. Food companies can use carbon labeling for internal decision making, such as helping chefs and new product development teams develop low carbon food. You can also add carbon labels to your menus so customers can make more informed choices and feel connected to your more sustainable menu. My Emissions carbon label covers all emissions from the farm up to when a food arrives at the store or restaurant. My Emissions is committed to making a positive impact on the environment and ultimately reducing your emissions from food. We are actively engaging with the UK Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, DEFRA, RAP, and other agencies globally to create an industry standard on carbon labeling. And then you've got the color-coded E ratings. So it says that our color-coded traffic light system. So where A, green, is very low, is the lowest carbon rating, and E, red, very high, is the highest carbon rating. So there you go. There's all this. And look at that. Look at that number, Pete. About carbon labeling. Food is responsible for, guess how much? 33% of global carbon emissions.
Well, now you know. Enough.
So again, it's just all fitting in. The daily personal carbon budget serves as a guideline for creating sustainable food systems capable of supporting a growing population whilst mitigating climate change. And then it's going all about this and saying,
look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so the girl said like it's 4 kilograms.
Yes.
4 point something.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Because that means you have to go into the low and the very, very low shit.
Yeah. And remember, if this then fits in with people's choice of, if they eventually bring in all this Big Brother fucking stuff where we've got our app that we have to, sign into, whatever we eat, whatever we bloody do. I mean, I'm going abroad again this year. That would be me fucked, wouldn't it? I go on a plane and I'm absolutely
that's 80 days. 80 days.
And look who's going to be doing it. Just
so you're not going to be eating for 80 days then, I guess.
No, it's all right. I could do with losing a few pounds, Pete. Spanish loves these big babies here. Just Eat. Look at that. Look, Just Eat are doing it now, Pete. There we go.
Yeah, sure. But they're pandering to the DEI, all that,
Yeah, and they've got to get their DEIs in, haven't they?
Yeah, well, that's diversity. I mean, the other ones, but yeah.
So there you go. So that's what does everyone think of that? Are you all excited about carbon food
no.
carbon food intake? Let's have a look. Anyone saying anything about that? Rich T is saying you can make decent coffee from cat shit, apparently. Rich, I'll stick to my Waitrose organic. Thanks very much, mate. No, you're right there.
Yeah, but why do we have Chinese fucking shit in the supermarket then?
Yeah. And right? Lops is in as well.
Why are they going after us and not putting an energy label on those fucking supermarkets and get it done with so they get local produce? I'm fine with getting local. If they want to stimulate local, fine with that. But that's not going to happen, is it?
Yep. That, I mean, again, this fits in with 15-minute cities, doesn't it? It's just slow creep in, isn't it?
Those factories are still going to fucking use the Chinese and wherever the fuck they can get the produce the cheapest from stuff to put in the end product that is supposed to be low carbon. Whatever, so it's a fucking scab. Yeah, look, I'm not a washing machine. I don't do energy labels on fucking my humans. So fuck that shit. This whole cult has to fucking stop.
I think James is agreeing with you here, Pete.
Oh yeah, well, we often agree.
And Jimmy says, pay no attention to carbon anything. It's all a load of bollocks. To give truthers something interesting to talk about.
Well, it gives Karens also another stick, to make you fucking feel guilty all the time about every fucking fork you put in your mouth.
Yes, we are made of carbon. We are the carbon they want to reduce.
Yeah.
Now, there's a few more people that probably didn't see my announcement. So before we go on to the next article, and good evening, New Being. Good evening, Rich T. I've already said good evening, Rich T. I think there was Lops. Did I see Lopsam as well?
Yeah, Lopsam was there.
Yeah, Lopsam. Good evening, Lopsam as well. Nice to see you. Just if you missed the announcement, Cookie's in hospital. He's had some blood clots that went from his legs into his lungs. He's not very well. He's okay. I'm talking to him every day, as is Paula. But he's going to be. It looks like he might be in hospital for a while. I doubt he'll be back for a while, so there won't be any Soul Excalibur for a while. So you'll have to put up with this baldy gammon me and also a handsome
producer Pete.
Every Wednesday instead. So I know that you'll all send in Cookie lots of love and everything. So, but that's what's happened with Cookie. So that's the news basically. I'm sorry if you missed it when at the beginning when I made the announcement. So fuck carbon footprints. But will it happen? I don't know. I don't know whether they'll be able to push it through. Maybe when Nigel Farage gets in to become our president
You're gonna go out and vote for him then, Rob?
Oh yeah, because I know voting makes a hell of a difference, Pete. Yeah, it makes a lot of difference, doesn't it?
Okay, just to get that straight. Yeah, we would need a miracle over here in Europe, and I don't think it's going to come from the UK. I hope it's going to come from Germany. But yeah,
what you think that Germany are going to lead? Help
I hope so.
Get out of our mess.
They look to be their alternatives. Look to be the strongest and best organized right now to take over. Yeah. And get us out of the EU.
Trump will derail the climate agenda bollocks, says Rich T. Yeah, he certainly will.
Well, not for us. We're going to pay extra for that climate bollocks because they're going to say, well, America's out. Now we have to pay extra. Say with the fucking Ukraine shit.
Yeah.
They already promised like 50 billion more now from the EU because of Trump getting out. They already promised, I don't know how much money to the WHO because Trump went out. It's all going to come out of our pockets now.
But don't worry, we can still send £3 billion pounds a year to Ukraine.
No, that's, for the next 100 years, mate.
We need to rebuild Ukraine, everyone. Don't forget, all right? So, make your focus on Ukraine. Here's a lady that I've got a lot of respect for. She's a former GP. I think she's still a GP, but Dr. Sarah Myhill, and she's talking about the importance of iodine and selenium.
In Finland, the Finns have known for decades that they are very deficient in selenium. And since the 1960s, by government edict, all phosphate fertilizers have to be reinforced with selenium. And Finland is the only country in Europe where the incidence of cancer is falling. When a baby is born, they are born with an immune system which is like a computer hardware. They've got the hardware there. It then has to be programmed with software. And part of that software for programming the immune system is picking up illnesses during childhood. Children should get German measles, they should get measles, they should get chickenpox, they should get mumps, because that is the software that programs their immune system hardware, if you like, and protects against cancer, heart disease, and dementia later on in life. That there has to be a revolution because the medical profession has been completely controlled by Big Pharma. And that is not addressing root causes of disease. In fact, symptom-suppressing medication accelerates the underlying pathology. So drugs make people worse. By good naturopathic techniques, we can prevent and reverse a huge amount of Western pathology. The most important thing is the fuel in the tank. If you haven't got the right fuel in the tank, then everything else is a waste of time. Is that getting well is like building a house. And the foundation stone of that house is the diet. In fact, throughout the world, iodine deficiency is the single largest.
Yeah, so Dr. Sarah Myhill there. Have you ever seen her before, Pete?
Yep.
Yeah, she talks a lot of sense, and she does like little retreats and things like that, and tries to educate people about the importance of just eating good, wholesome food. As close to nature as possible.
I hope you don't get a strike.
Sorry?
I hope you don't get a strike for this.
Well, I think she if I do, I do. If I do. I haven't said, remember, this is, if you need any advice from your GP, please go and visit your GP. And also, please go to the World Health Organization's website, because this is just sharing information, YouTube. Thank you very much. So there we go. So what's the importance? I just wanted to share this with you as well. And that is the importance of selenium. Selenium is an essential mineral that plays a crucial role in various bodily functions. It supports the thyroid health, immune system function, DNA synthesis, amongst other benefits. Thyroid health. Selenium is vital for the proper functioning of the thyroid gland, which regulates metabolism. It helps convert thyroid hormones into their active forms and protects the thyroid from oxidative stress. It has antioxidant properties. It acts as an antioxidant, protecting cells damaged caused by free radicals. This helps to reduce the risk of chronic disease such as cancer and heart disease. Selenium enhances the immune system's ability to fight off infections and diseases. It boosts the production of white blood cells, which are crucial for immune responses, and it's essential for synthesis and repair of your DNA as well, and it's excellent for reproductive systems. It plays a role in male fertility by aiding a sperm production and motility. It also supports overall reproductive health. And one for Cookie, asthma management. Some studies suggest that selenium may help reduce inflammation, improve symptoms in people with asthma, although more research is needed. I won't talk about that one as well. Selenium helps maintain cardiovascular health by reducing oxidative stress, inflammation, which are risk factors for heart disease. And it's also amazing for bone health by supporting the metabolism of calcium and other minerals necessary for strong bones. And why do we need iodine? Well, iodine is an essential trace element that plays a crucial role in various bodily functions. Most of us are very deficient in iodine. It's important for thyroid hormone production. It's a key component in the synthesis of thyroid hormones. Brain development, adequate iodine intake is crucial for proper brain development, cognitive development, bone growth. Again, thyroid hormones also play a role in a bone and growth maintenance. Energy levels. By regulating metabolism, iodine indirectly affects energy levels and can help maintain a healthy weight. It supports pregnancy and breastfeeding, neurological functions and immune system, and prevention of cognitive defects as well. There you go. So that's why you need iodine. So I think you can get Ludin's iodine quite cheaply as well. So iodine is something. I mean, I'm not a doctor. We are not prescribing anything here. But
it's in food as well. You can find it in certain food.
Well. And here's a pussy cat that wants to just come and say hello. Hello.
Meow.
There we go. And so there you go. So look, kelp is very good. Yes, Lopsam. Kelp is very good. Anything that's any sort of algae is very good for you as well. And of course, I believe someone said Brazil nuts as well. I think it was Spanish said Brazil nuts are very good. So get some crushed nuts. There we go. Roberto says it's a whiz. Selenium invigorates your jizz.
Amen.
Roberto always comes up with the rhymes, and that's why he's called Roberto Rhymes. Right. Roberto, you came in late. Just tell me, did you hear my announcement, Roberto, about Cookie? Please say yes or no in the chat. Hello, Pussy. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. The cats always seem to wake up when I'm doing a show and ignoring them. Nope, you didn't. Roberto, okay. I'll say it again, Roberto. Basically, Cookie is in hospital. He collapsed last Thursday, and he had some blood clots in his legs, which went up to his lungs. He was 999'd off to the hospital. He's in hospital now. He's still quite seriously ill, but he's getting the best treatment he can in the NHS. Look, the NHS is, if they're good at one thing, that's emergency intervention. Wouldn't you agree, Pete?
Yeah.
And he's in the best place. He's in the best place. So
the problem with the NHS is not the people, guys. It's management.
Yeah.
The system itself.
Stick around, because I've got a story about the NHS.
Well, there are cunts everywhere, but,
Yeah.
He's happy with his doctor. He told us, so that helps too. Like, you have some trust in your doctor as well.
He hasn't got any sexy doctors looking after him, sadly. But
it was a straight talker, right? Like
they are feeding him well, though. They're feeding him well. He's eating well and everything. So there you go. And talking of because like I was off last week, Pete. Pete, I was off last week. I think I'm still off. I was off last week dealing with the fog flu and whatever it was, the detox I had, and it made me think. Now, what's your best remedy, Pete? What's your best remedy to get over something? Here's a few old timers, right, giving their best remedies. And remember, folks,
those are the best. I would say
this is not medical thingamajig, but it's basically advice. It's not medical advice. It's just a
comedy.
bit of fun. It's not. It's just. But what's your best remedy to get over any sort of cold or flu? Watch this. This might make you think.
Well, I take vitamin C and lemon balm and whiskey.
Well, I start the day with a good hot breakfast, porridge, eggs and bacon, and a drop of whiskey and tea.
You can defy the virus then.
Ah, very good.
What about you, madam?
I believe in a good breakfast, but I also believe if you have got the flu, rinse your inside out with continually with boiled water, about 4 or 5 half-pint glasses a day. Boiled water.
Well, my remedy for flu is to get a small Spanish onion, chop it up finely, and put some brown sugar over it and a little vinegar. And then when it's into a syrup, take a spoonful before you go to bed. It's a very good remedy.
Well, I'm a great believer in whiskey. I'm like the Scotchman. I believe in a drop of whiskey warm, and it sort of kills the germs.
I think boiled onions is a marvellous idea.
What's your recipe?
A jolly good hot rum punch and a jolly good sweat and stuff in bed till it's all over. Right.
Well, my mother recommends an old sweaty sock with salt round your throat, good pullover, and a good hot water bottle, and sweat it out. And then if you feel that you're not going to spread germs around, then get up.
Well, I think it's quite a simple ailment to deal with. Take a jolly good dose of salts and let nature do the rest.
Well, the best way that we find, and the only way, is the use of elderflower wine. If you take a good glassful tonight and you go to bed and you sweat it out, you know, and you're all right in a day or two.
Well, there is a good cure in mustard and lard, and you rub the two well together and get a good blend in, and then after it's really, I don't know how to do it, but my father does it.
But does he eat it, or does he rub it into his chest?
Rub it on your chest, in the front and back.
Oh.
And it is a good cure.
I see. How about you? Have you got a good cure?
Goose grease. You can rub that on your chest, you know, after you've been cooking a goose, and then keep the grease and rub it on your chest.
A large sheet of brown paper and cut it to go under the arms.
Yes.
And you warm it first and get hot, warm goose grease. So as and spread mustard over the brown paper first.
Yes.
Get warm goose grease, which most people have got in the house. You spread it over the mustard on the paper to avoid any burning of the skin.
I see.
And should inflammation be setting in, as the doctor says does sometimes, you boil elderflower and give the patient a dose of the elderflower water.
I see. But then you go to bed with this on, this
brown
paper?
Yes, and the goose grease avoids it from burning.
Oh. Don't you find it a bit messy?
Oh, well, you've got to spread that. You've got to put up with that, haven't you?
Well, if I feel as if the flu is coming on me, I take a nice big tumbler full of hot lemonade, put in about 3 teaspoonfuls of rum, 2 aspirins, get into bed, cover myself up well, tie the stocking that I've been wearing on my feet, one of them around my throat with a safety pin, and stay in bed and sweat it out. And in the morning, change my pajamas and stay in the bed. And then again, I do it again, and that's once in the afternoon, once again at night. And I find in 3 days' time, I'm cured.
What do you find is the best way to cure the flu?
Well, just think that you haven't got it, and to, better than that, boil onion, and just leave it go cool, warm, just cool it for drinking, and drink it up, and that's it. And just don't be lang about, just get out of it and work it off yourself. That's the only thing that, well, I've still got it now and I'm still about.
You've got flu now, have you? Well, in that case, I won't keep you another minute. Thank you.
In that case, I won't keep you another minute. Thank you. Oh, keep away from me. I loved Alan Wicker. I don't know if you know who Alan Wicker was.
No.
He was an old British presenter. He used to go around the world and you know, he was like one of the first guys that used to go around and visit different countries and interview people and say, "Hello, my name's Alan Wicker. And here we are in Istanbul, and here we are in Timbuktu, and all that sort of thing.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's. Have you got a remedy?
I bet he's cancelled now.
Yeah. Let's make a legal notice, Pete.
Welcome to the show.
Okay.
This show is for entertainment purposes only. If you wish to have medical advice, please visit a healthcare professional in a country of your residence. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No
problem.
What do you do, Pete, if you get ill? What do you vitamin C?
Well, I haven't thought about putting a sock around my neck, but or goose grease. That old woman sounded like she was seasoning somebody. Like, if he's dead, I might as well, marinate him. Yeah, I don't know. Vitamin C, steam bath. That's a good one.
Yeah. That guy that said I take a load of salt. Well, don't take too much, mate.
No, a teaspoon can kill you.
Yeah.
Whiskey, alcohol. I think it's
lemonade.
A good one. Bone broth.
That's full of sugar. That'll really help.
Chicken soups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stock. Good fucking broth.
Yeah.
Something.
Let's go to some of the comments. Healthfreedom, Dr. Robert, it feels so nice you've got a cat. How does it feel? I've got 2 cats. I've got 2 cats, Gizzy and Gaza, new being, and it feels absolutely wonderful, and they're part of my life now. And I think about it, right, because I'm a boomer. I'm 60. And blimey, they could be here when I'm 80. It's a scary thought, Pete.
Yeah.
It's so Ridiculizer. His one is ginger, turmeric, magnesium, zinc, and vitamin C. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, absolutely. And coffee. Yeah, to
you
speed
take
up.
most of those anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I take a lot of stuff. Let's have a look. What else are people saying? Let's have a look. Sweaty sock. Yeah, that was a funny one. And he said he could put a pin.
More people were saying it, so maybe there's something to it.
Let's have a look. Yeah, Alan Wicker was good Spanish. The Wicker Man. Yeah. Yeah, I used to love watching Alan Wicker, but then there was nothing else on TV, Pete. You said it sounds like seasoning. It does sound like seasoning, doesn't it? Yes, Roberto Rhymes, you rinse your manhood in a glass of scotch and throw the scotch away. What is the story with the sweaty socks? I don't know, Jim. I've no idea, mate.
Oh.
Why has it got to be a sweaty sock? Exactly. Sweaty sock full of essential salts, says Jerry.
Well, it does make you sweat like a fucking stinking sock.
Fluid to give it to somebody else, says Jim. And Rick's got a good one here. Bone broth. I made some this week, Rick. I made some this week, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Bone broth is chicken soup. Pete, you told me last week, didn't you? You said get some chicken soup down you, and I did. I got some really lovely chicken. Just boiled it down really slowly with some really lovely vegetables. And Roberto says lion's mane for the nervous system. I take lion's mane, Roberto. Yep. And good for the brain. Lion's mane is good for the brain. There you go, Mr. Rhymes. I make boner broth on a regular basis. Dear. Well, welcome everyone. It's the Tuesday Love-In. It's me and the not so lovely Pete. We're here to bring you more news stories, more memes, more entertainment than you could ever imagine on a Tuesday. And don't forget that every Tuesday at the end of the show, we do have the one, the only, the legendary. Yes, it's this thing. Where is it? It's there. Yes, with amongst all this seriousness and the wickedness that's going on in the world, at the end of this show, we make you forget all about it, and we give you a quiz. Yes,
yeah,
You have to concentrate on the quiz. It's not a difficult quiz. It's an easy quiz. It's a yes or a no or an A or a B answer. And you've got the answers there. You just have to guess the right one. It's not rocket science, is it, Pete?
No, it's George Michael.
George Michael. There's a George Michael quiz question. As there always is. It's the 6-question quiz at the end, and you get your George Michael one. Yay. So we've done that one. We've done that one. Oh, let's read you something about the NHS. Right, let me share this with you. Let me bring this up. Share screen. Share screen. Here it is, this one. So if you could share this for me, Pete. Thank you very much. Yep. NHS is hit by rising exodus of staff too sick to work, as a number of those retiring early on the grounds of ill health rises by 50%, Pete, in 1 year. Pete, I wonder what could be doing it. I wonder what big elephant in the room that happened in the last 4 years could be doing this. The number of NHS staff retiring early on grounds of ill health has risen by 50% in a year. Shock figures show that 1,306 health workers were deemed too sick to carry on in their jobs in 23-24, up from 858 the previous year. Their departures have added another 116 million to the liabilities of the NHS pension scheme, an official report has revealed. As well as adding to the strain of the taxpayers, including extra spending on agency staff to cover absences, there are fears the loss of workers will worsen the staffing crisis in hospitals and damage attempts to cut waiting lists. Latest figures show there were 107,000 unfulfilled posts across the NHS in England and Wales, I believe, from September, a vacancy rate of 7.3%. There were 6.4 million patients awaiting routine hospital treatment that month, whilst 1 in 10 A&E admissions waited more than 12 hours to be seen. Sarah Arnold, the King's Fund Health think tank, said, a rise in the number of staff retiring early due to sickness is a worry for the health service that can ill afford to lose any more workers. She suggested the NHS increase flexible working and mental health and wellbeing initiatives to retain staff. The figures come amid growing national crisis of people out of work as a result of long-term sickness. Around 9.3 million under 65s are economically inactive, neither in work nor looking for jobs. Some say the overstretched state of Britain's hospitals in the wake of the C-19 explains why so many medics are retiring early. Let's go down here. There's some lovely pictures here. Richard Munn of Trade Union Unite said the surprise is not that the figure has gone up, but it is so low that it is so low. All the surveys show that our members are exhausted and that a combination of long hours and low pay is affecting their physical and mental health. This figure will only get worse unless urgent action is taken. But Pressure Group Taxpayers Alliance said NHS staff enjoyed handsome public sector pensions, making retirement easier. Chief Executive John O'Connell said early access to gold-plated pensions is yet another perk for increasingly pampered staff in the health service. Whilst the unions complain relentlessly about conditions, the reality is that for many, the perks, pay and pensions are far superior to the private sector. A health department spokesman said it's unacceptable that in the broken NHS we inherited, too many staff are working under acceptable pressure, experiencing burnout and low morale. The government is working to get NHS back on its feet and improve conditions for staff. What do you think of that, everyone? There we go. So, yeah, more and more people. We've got a crisis of people looking after Cookie in the hospital. So he's got 50% less staff looking after him.
Yeah.
It's no surprise, though, is it, Pete? Because let's be honest, right? And let's dive our way around it, Pete. A lot of
that's one thing, of course. Yeah.
A lot of those staff took the medical intervention that was going around, and now we seem to have a lot of people that seem to be getting sick. And I don't think it's anything just to do with the amount of pressure that's going on in the hospitals, although that has probably contributed to it. But even when I was working in the NHS, they were under pressure, and that was pre-C-19.
Oh, wait, I got some pictures when you were working in the NHS.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, thank you, Pete. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, she seems like a nice nurse.
But what's changed, Rob?
Has
society changed? Is that large part of all the stress?
They seem very slim, those nurses, don't they, Pete? As well, they seem extremely slim. But where Pete? Where's the blokes? Where's the bloke nurses? Pete?
Male nurses?
Yeah, where's the male nurses? Yeah, where are they?
Come up.
Let's have a look.
Aren't they all doctors?
Yeah. 1,000. James says 1,000 for bird flu, Jerry. Oh, right. So they're talking about bird flu. I've got a story about bird flu, James, coming up very soon. First time I used homeopathic remedy, aconite, when I had flu symptoms, I sweated the whole night and the symptoms went away, but left a tiredness, body working hard. Yeah, sweating it out is apparently meant to be the best way. But as Lop says, a sweaty sock. Yeah, a sweaty sock, Scott. Let's see. Have I missed any decent comments that's come here? No, people are talking about other things. People are talking about other things. Pete, it's almost that time, isn't it? It's almost that time.
Almost.
Let me go
speech time.
Let me go to free speech time. I could do the I think we're going to bring in the song now, Pete. Should we do a song? Yeah, have a music break, and then we'll go into part two. Let's have a song break. Here's one then. Let me bring it up down the bottom here. Let me go to the bottom here. There it is. Here's one from a band that I've played, or a group that I've played before, called Sons of Town Hall. Here's one from their first album. I really like that. This one is called The Lines Between. Enjoy. And then shortly afterwards, we're going to go over to Rumble.
He was in the wash tub and then he went to war. Hard to know how it could be. She was in the footlights, then crawling across the floor bin, trying to trace the line between sky and ground, her and him, then and now, you and me. One day in the meadow, you looked up at the sky, thought you heard an eagle scream. You were in your red dress, it must have been July. I pulled you close to me. Out of all the questions, the hardest one is why, so we don't even ask. Just close your mouth and kiss me, and time will pass by, and you and I will last. Through thick and thin, from dawn to dusk, lose and win, you and me. I went to war, hard to know how that could be. You were in the footlights, then crawling across the floor, been trying to trace the line between young and old, love and war, green and gold, you and me. From dawn to dusk, sky and sea, the line between you and me, the line between you and me.
Thank you very much. That was Sons of Town Hall. Let me get rid of that banner there. Let me get rid of that one. And let me get rid of the bottom one as well. Let me get rid of that. So we're going to say goodbye to YouTube now. And we're going over to Rumble. Pete has put the link for Rumble.
Put it in again.
In the chat. But they're also in the show notes, as well as the link to Sons of Town Hall's video, The Lines Between. So thank you very much. We shall be back next Tuesday, but not on YouTube. Next Tuesday, we are doing an exclusive Rumble show, and it's going to be a music night special. Yes, come along next Tuesday, where we will be doing an exclusive music show where we're going to decide which subject of music we're going to do. So we haven't decided yet, have we, Pete?
Nope.
Or we might just mix it up. I don't know. We'll decide. We'll find out between now and then. Right. So goodbye, YouTube. Let me edit this. Then there we are. Well, let me get. No, I've done that wrong. So edit. There we are. There we are. The boomer. Why can I not do this? I normally be able to do this. Oh, there we go. Remove. Okay. Bye-bye, YouTube. Thank you very much. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Cheese.
Good cheese.